And just switch the crossing of the leg that's on top. So whichever one you usually go to, switch that up. Take the hands together at the center of the chest. Eyes are closed. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Letting something go from the day. Inhale together. Open mouth, exhale. Release and open the eyes. Take the arms up into a big V. Spreading the fingers super wide. Going to bring that right arm down, bend right elbow, and reach to the side. Stay here. I'm going to play the music. So you're just reaching into the side body, reaching that arm over. Really, really straight arm. So if your elbow is bent, bring that arm a little bit straighter. Nice, everyone. Keep using Ujjayi breath. That's the inhale through the nose, exhaling down the back of the throat. And we're switching sides, but you're coming through the center first. Inhale, reach the arms up into a V, spread the fingers. Exhale, letting that left hand come down, reaching right arm over. Pressing that right hip down, so really encouraging that hip to reach down. Opening up through the side. Maybe closing the eyes. And take both arms up. Take the hands behind the head. Open up the chest. Lifting up the chin a little bit. Maybe separating the fingers, giving yourself a little bit more space in the hands to reach your head back more. Release the arms, open the chest really wide. Take the hands behind the back. Clasp the hands, lift the chest. If you're not quite getting the hands, so it's like you're holding your own hand, you're going to reach the hands back and just lift the chest. So the hands will be on the floor and lifting up. Really nice. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take them out in front of you, shifting forward into all fours. Hands underneath shoulders, tops of the feet down on the mat. Press the toes down, maybe glancing back through the knees. Making sure you can't see your feet. Drop the belly, inhale, lift the chest. Press the hands down. Rounding the spine, pull the belly button up. You can exhale here. Drop belly, inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, round. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Keep the belly button pulled up, tuck the toes, shift back like you're going into child's pose, but it's going to be a little bit more rigid, and then reach the arms forward. So you're creating this long arm on each side, pressing the hands down, and then look back towards the back of the mat. You're getting a neck stretch here. Really nice. And shifting forward into all fours. Turn both hands around. So the heels of the hands are lined up at the top of the mat, and you're pressing the hips back. So you're getting a stretch through the forearms, through the hands. Inhale forward. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale forward. Exhale, pushing back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale, push back. You can hold it there for a breath or two. Maybe moving left to right, shifting the shoulders. And then turn the hands around. Lift the knees off the floor, come into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can bend and straighten the legs, taking a few breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, letting the exhale come down the back of the throat. Even out the legs, bend the knees, look forward towards the top of the mat. Softly walk to the top of the mat. Grab opposite elbows. The knees can be bent and fold forward over the legs. Shaking anything out. Maybe switching the crossing of the elbows so you can wrap one arm around the other way. And shifting the hips. Release the arms. Roll slowly up one vertebra at a time. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Opening up the hands, spreading the fingers, turning the palms out. Inhale, reach the arms up, high prayer. Exhale, diving down, plant the hands down. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, lower down all the way. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift the chest, shoulders, come back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can move through child's pose. Bend the knees, look forward. Hopper step to the top of the mat. This time, halfway lift, inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, Urdhva Hastasana, high prayer. Exhale, hands at a prayer to the chest. Release the arms, chair pose as you stand up, inhale. Exhale, diving down, plant the hands down. Step back, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a couple breaths in downward facing dog. Getting any last kinks out. Maybe closing the eyes. Nice, using Ujjayi breath. Or really any breath, taking your time through all these poses. Inhale together. Open up, exhale. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop the head, look back towards left toes. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. Bring the knee towards the nose and step right foot inside right hand. Make any adjustments. Reach the arms up, high lunge. Nice, open chest, open shoulders. Spread the fingers super wide. Maybe checking into the hips, making sure they're pointed forward. Slight bend of that left knee. Shoulders are pulled down, rib cage pulled in. Breathe. Feeling the stability of the legs, the softness of the breath. One more breath here. And take the hands down, step back through your vinyasa. Adding anything, taking anything away. You can always skip the vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog together. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Look down, let the head be heavy. Look towards your right foot. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest, knee to nose, left foot steps forward. Reaching both arms up, high lunge. And again, checking into the hips. Sometimes that back heel wants to open up, right? Like we're going into warrior two, but for now we'll stay pretty neutral. Arms are up. Pressing into the ball of that right foot. Nice. How is everyone doing? Hopefully you're getting a little bit warm. Spread the fingers. All right, it's pretty warm in San Francisco right now. Slight bend of that right knee. Open the chest a little bit more. One more round of breath. And take the hands down, Vinyasa. Maybe adding a push-up before your Vinyasa. Going slow or going fast will all meet in the same place. Downward facing dog. We're going to take it through that same sequence a little faster. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, take the hands down, Vinyasa. One breath per movement on your Vinyasa. Take it at your own pace. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down, step back, adding whatever you want into your vinyasa. Opening the shoulders as you lift the chest, making space. And we'll meet together in down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a round of breath, inhaling through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, tip right foot to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down for warrior two. Open up the chest. Nice. Right knee is over right ankle. Press into the outside edge of that back foot. Spreading the arms through the chest. Opening up nice and wide. Pulling up into the rib cage. Good. Flip that front palm. Peaceful warrior reaching back. Open up the side body. Bend that right knee a little bit deeper. Really nice. Nice, everyone. Bend that right knee a little bit more. And cartwheel the arms down. Vinyasa, maybe a three-legged vinyasa. The right leg lift into that plank. Lowering down halfway or all the way. The foot comes down as you lift the chest. And then take it into down dog. You can always add that in. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down. Open it up for warrior two. Opening up the chest, breathing. Flipping the front palm. Peaceful warrior reaching back. Open that side. Bend that left knee a little bit more. Press into the outside edge of that right foot. Cartwheel the arms down. Three-legged vinyasa, that left leg hovers before you lower down. Lower down halfway or all the way. That foot comes down as you lift the chest. Downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath in down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down, warrior two. Peaceful warrior reaching back, half bind. Just an option, reaching that left arm around, finding that crease on the right side, and opening up a little bit more. Keep pressing into the outside edge of that back foot. Side angle, right elbow comes inside right thigh. You can keep that half bind, or releasing that left arm. And then maybe left arm is reaching towards the top of the mat. I'm going to throw out a bunch of options. You can open up that right arm down towards the floor and maybe getting it a little bit lower and then press that arm into the thigh. Taking it all the way back up to peaceful warrior. Opening that side, straighten right leg this time. Triangle pose, nice and slow, sliding into it. Maybe stepping that left foot forward a little bit to get a little more open. Right hand can reach down as far as it's comfortable, and so you don't feel like your left shoulder is bringing you down. It's like there's a wall behind you and you're opening. You can play around with the balance a little bit by reaching the right arm forward, and then feel those right obliques activating. Really nice. Taking the hands down to the floor, step to the top of the mat, fold. Let the head drop down. Option for crow pose. Hands come in front of the feet. So if crow pose is new for you, hands come down in front of the feet, the heels lift. You're bending the elbows like chaturanga and looking forward right in front of the hands as you shift forward. And then pull the belly in. Maybe one foot comes off the ground, maybe the other one, maybe both. Take it into your vinyasa. Finding whichever way works for you. You can hop back from your crow pose if you're in crow pose still. Nice, and then finding your way to downward facing dog. And with crow pose, right, like going through all those really small steps, pulling into the pelvic floor. We'll have another opportunity. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down. Warrior two, open it up. And set it up before you set it free, pressing into the outside edge of that right foot. Left toes facing the top of the mat. Peaceful warrior, reaching back. Good, keep bending that left knee, get that nice opening through the side. Half bind, right arm reaches around the small of the back. And you're just making that connection. You wanna reach that left hand and just grab the right hand and make that, yeah, nice, everyone. Opening up a little bit more. Side angle, you can keep that half bind if you have it or ditch it, right? One side might be way different. Grounding into the feet, allowing that right rib cage to open up. If you're leaning on the left leg, see if you can slide that elbow down just a little bit more. Open the chest a little more. Maybe that right arm is reaching forward. Again, use my suggestions as you want and take anything out. Do your own thing. Maybe left arm is opening down towards the floor. If you are working towards a bind, you want to start by getting that arm a little lower. Really nice. Take it back, peaceful warrior, open it up. Lengthen left leg. Utthita Trikonasana, nice and slow triangle pose. It's like you're moving through two big blades of glass. Then maybe you're stepping that right foot forward a little bit. Give yourself more room to open up, more space. Opening the chest a little bit more. Really open through that right shoulder. Option for left arm to reach towards the top of the mat. Feel the obliques turn on a little bit more. Nice, pretty. And take the hands down to the top of the mat. Step to the top of the mat. Fold. Crow pose is there for you. And if you're ever doing crow and you're like, my wrists hurt right now, option instead of crow, we're not gonna be here for too long, but you can always come into a malasana squat, but make it active, so you're pulling into the belly, so rather than sinking, right, you're pulling up a little bit. Squeezing, and you'll get into the glutes. If you're in crow pose, maybe hopping back to your chaturanga, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Really, really nice options, right? Take your time, find your breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. We're gonna do that a little bit faster. We're gonna add a couple things on. We're gonna take a couple things away. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down, warrior two. Bend that right elbow. Side angle. So we're coming into it a different way. Open that right arm. And try to reach it down a little bit more if that's accessible for you. Option for that half bind. And then if you're working towards the full bind, you're getting that right shoulder down as much as you can. That's the first step. So you might still be here and that's awesome, but you're lowering down a little bit. And you might just work on that right arm. The left one might be up or towards the top of the mat. Good, release the bind. Peaceful warrior, open up. Half moon pose, stepping into right foot. Right hand goes in front and to the right. Left leg is up, you're flexing that left foot so the inside edge of that left foot is facing the floor. And maybe looking up towards left hand. Option for right hand to come to the chest. And any other variation that you have. Try to find something to look at that's not moving. I'm looking at all of you on the screen and falling over. Good, really nice. Left foot meets right, chair pose. Take a cleansing breath, inhale. Let it out, exhale. Stand up, inhale the arms up. Exhale, diving down, hop back chaturanga. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. We'll take it onto that left side. Take your time. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior two, open it up. Setting up that stance. Bending left elbow, kind of like you're waving. Left elbow goes down on the inside of left thigh. Right arm is reaching up. Maybe a half bind. So wrapping that right arm around the back and reaching for that hip crease. And then left arm might open towards the ground. So if you're working towards that full bind, right, you're getting that elbow down. Keeping that left hip in line. Sometimes it wants to wing out when you're coming into your full bind, so you want to reel that in. And then maybe you're wrapping that left arm around and then opening again. And you can look up, any variation. Can also still be in any other version of this pose, right? Making it your own. Peaceful warrior reaching back. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Stepping into left foot, right leg lifts. Flex that right foot so much. And any variation that you took on the other side, and then any variation that you want to add, maybe left hand comes to the chest. If you've never tried it, play around with it and look down, find something to focus on. And then maybe you're looking up towards that right hand. Right foot meets left, fold. Grab opposite elbows, shake it out a little bit. Couple breaths. Move it around. Release the hands. Option for that crow pose. So with crow pose, again, pulling into the belly. So like you have to go to the bathroom really bad and you're like, there's no bathroom ever in sight, right? Especially if you live in a city. So you have to pull and hold and lift. And that will get you a little bit higher into your crow pose to where you're not getting those bruises on the backs of the arms. And if crow pose is new to you, just lifting and shifting, not really worrying about the feet, you're just lifting the belly. Nice options, everyone. Try to lift a little bit more into the belly. Vinyasa, hop back, step back. Take it slow. Really nice. We'll all meet in downward facing dog, maybe grabbing a sip of water if you need a sip of water. Taking a couple breaths. We're going to add on to that a little bit. After you grab your water, find your way to downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior two, open it up. Peaceful warrior into your half moon pose. Launching into it, left leg is lifting. And then option here to bend that left knee and grab onto that foot to open that hip. Maybe right hand comes to the chest. And you can also stay with that left leg extended. Maybe playing around with your balance of taking that right hand to your chest or looking up towards left arm. You can do each one separately. And let it go. Left foot meets right. Take the hands down. Option for your crow pose into your vinyasa. Option to skip all of that and come into downward facing dog. And if you're in crow pose and you've never hopped back, try it. When you hop back, you're hopping back into chaturanga, maybe just all the way onto the belly. Try not to stop in plank. It will create a lot of friction in the back. And we'll all meet in down dog. If you're still in crow pose, lift the belly a little bit more, find more lift, more breath, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Bend the knees a little bit in down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior two, open it up. Peaceful warrior into half moon. Stepping into it. From your Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose, you can take the Chapasana version, which is bending that right knee. And having a prop here is really helpful if you have something. I know most of us don't right now. But if you want to practice this pose, putting something underneath your hand gives you a little bit more space. Breathe wherever you are in this posture. Maybe left hand comes to the chest. Opening up a little bit more. And right foot meets left, fold. Eyes closed, let the knees bend. No crow pose on this side, just folding. And slowly roll it up, one vertebra at a time. And standing it up. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do first. There's a couple of different options. So we're gonna be playing around with our balance and then playing around with a couple different postures. So we're gonna do Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A and dancer's pose. So I will show you first. We'll start with the right leg lifting, and you can just watch for now. One option is just to be here, and the other option is to extend that leg out. Arm can reach up, right? And then you're gonna release that. You're bending that knee, and you're gonna reach back. And so I'm gonna turn my hand open so that I can externally rotate my shoulder, and now pull the belly in and extend back. So you're allowing that hip to open, right? That's hip extension. It's gonna reverse that sitting that we do. Left arm is gonna reach up, and then maybe a slight bend of that left knee, and you're reaching back. Okay, we're gonna do it together. Feet are together, planting them into the earth. Shift into left leg. Right knee is lifting. So you can stay here and play around with your balance. That's awesome, but pull the rib cage in, right? Feel that grip. And then you're taking left hand to left hip. And you're grabbing that right big toe. And you want to get that connection so that it's pretty neutral, right? And then extending that leg forward. And that knee can be bent. So you're extending that right leg out, and then you're pulling back into the right shoulder. Lift the chest. Left arm reaches up. Breathe. Remembering to breathe, press your heel down like there's a hand underneath it, like I'm coming up to you and putting my hand under your heel. And slowly reach that right arm up. Really nice. And let it go. And shake it out a little bit. And then you're bending. So trying to keep the knees together as you bend that right knee. And you're gonna open your arms, so let that shoulder open. So you're externally rotating and then reaching back, and you're grabbing the inside edge of that back foot. If you have another variation of this, please do so. Bringing the knees together, trying to keep the rib cage in as you extend that leg back. And you can start to hinge and maybe a slight bend. Opening the chest. Stay where you are. I'm just gonna turn to the side. And you're extending back, and you can extend back as much as you want. And you can also, if that feels like too much, you can stay here. And just stretching that hip. Release, shake it out. Awesome, really nice job, everyone. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Feet underneath the hips. You're shifting into right leg, left knee comes up. So get your balance, maybe grabbing the hamstring for a second. Right hand, right hip. And then reaching that left hand down, you're grabbing the big toe. Good, and then extending that leg out. And you can keep the knee bent. I'm gonna keep my knee super bent on this side. So you can really just stay wherever is comfortable for you, or stay in that bent knee here, right? The idea is to open, find balance. Breathe if you've stopped. Right arm reaches up. Couple more breaths. Left arm reaches up, leg extends out. And release, shake it out. And then we'll set up for dancer's pose, Shiva Natarajasana. You're gonna shift into that right foot, bend the left knee. Okay, and then you're externally rotating, opening the shoulder, and then grabbing that foot. And there's a few ways to grab the foot. I like this because it's opening the shoulder. Right, we're finding that external rotation. And then start to press back. So again, I'm gonna turn to the side. So I'm pressing back with that hip without arching my spine too much, and then a slight bend. And then reaching back. Reach your right arm up. Good, breathe everyone. And lengthen. Super nice. And release, shake it out. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up big and lengthen, maybe arching the spine. Folding forward, Vinyasa. And find your way to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. Stay low. Right arm is reaching up. Left hand is under left shoulder. Open the chest a lot. Press into the ball of the left foot. Option right here to lift your left hand off the floor. Just a little bit. That's the one that's on the ground. Good. And take it down. Turn your right toes all the way to the right. Open that hip. Feeling that hip stretch through the outside. Ujjayi breath. You can let your head hang, or if you want to look up towards your right hand, that's an option. Nice. Take your right hand inside right foot. Turn the right toes back to the top of the mat. You're going to move that foot a little to the right. Both hands are coming down on the inside of that right foot. Left knee comes down softly. Untuck left toes. So similar to dancer's pose, you're going to open that right arm. So again, you're externally rotating right shoulder. Option to bend that left knee and grab that foot. And then open the chest, and you're pressing into that foot. So left hand, if you have something to place underneath it, you can. Or you can take it a little bit out to the side. It gives you a little bit more space. And if you're not grabbing your foot, you can just stay here. Or you can take the hands down on the inside. And you're getting that stretch on the left inside of that hip, the psoas, super deep in the hips. And maybe you're coming down here into lizard. So any of these options, if you have your foot still, one more breath, everyone. And release. Option for a vinyasa, or you can come straight into downward facing dog. I'll let you make that choice. See how your body's feeling. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog to set up the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Stay nice and low. Right hand under right shoulder. Left arm is reaching up. So you're finding that twist. Press into the ball of the right foot. Open the chest. Opening up a little bit more. And then option to lift that right hand off the floor. Just a little bit. Feel that balance. Take the right hand down, turn left toes to the left side of the mat. Press into the ball of the right foot a little bit more. Open the chest. Good, left hand comes down. Turn left foot back to the top of the mat and move it a couple of inches to the left. So both hands can be inside. Drop right knee down, untuck right toes. Okay, and then maybe you already know that you want to turn your right hand out a little bit and move it forward so that you can shift. And you can stay here. You're opening the left arm up. So you're externally rotating that left shoulder. And then bend right knee, you're going to grab that foot. And then opening up the chest, opening up the rib cage a little bit more. So that right hand, if you have a block or something to put it on, and then opening up, pressing hand into foot. Breathing. And if you don't have the foot, you can stay here. Or taking the hands down. Nice, one more breath wherever you are. And then release. Come back into plank pose. Lower down all the way onto your belly. Forehead is touching the floor. Arms are reaching back. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Shalabhasana, open the chest. So a lot of heart openers today, they can be a little bit frustrating, right? Trying to activate the core so that we don't hurt the lower back. So if you're feeling pressure in the low back, you want to get a little bit closer to the ground. Lift up a little bit more, hold it. And release. Take your head down, left ear to the floor, wiggle your hips left to right. Nice, everyone. We're setting up for number 2. So option this time to bend the knees and grab the feet. If that feels like it's too much for you right now, we've done a lot with this, then just stay here, lifting the chest, lifting the legs. Option to clasp the hands if you want to stay low. An option to bend the knees, and you can grab onto the feet and then lift the chest. For Dhanurasana, boat pose. So lifting the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Make sure you're looking down. Don't try to look anywhere else. Protect the neck, protect the spine. One more breath wherever you are. And release. Making a little pillow with your hands, place your head down. Wiggle your hips left to right like you have a tail. And take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press back into child's pose. Wide knees. So take the knees super wide, touch the toes. And then let the arms go forward. And any variation of child's pose. Right? If you want to add a little bit of a shoulder stretch here, and this is new for you, you can bend the elbows, and you're taking a prayer, and then you're gonna walk the elbows forward, and you're taking that prayer behind your head. So any variation of child's pose. Staying there, breathing. As the body starts to slow down, our brain is gonna start to turn on. So see if you can use the breath and let some of those thoughts go. You can use Ujjayi breath. Counting the breath helps, the number is arbitrary. Making some space between the teeth, between the jaw. If you have a prayer behind your head and neck, drop the hands down. And then start to walk back towards your knees and have a seat on the shins. You're going to shift off to one side and make your way onto your back. Knees are going to come into the chest. You're going to keep the right leg, left leg is going to be long. Flex that left foot and pull right knee into the chest. And just allowing that knee to make some space, pressing the lower back down. Make sure your head is on the floor. And you're going to start to take that right knee over to the left. So left hand comes to the outside of that right thigh. And then bring that knee over, right arm open, look over that right shoulder. Trying to get the right shoulder down. Nice deep breaths. And then come back through center. Knees into the chest. Take the left knee to the chest, right leg is long. Flexing that right foot and just making space. So if you ever have lower back stuff going on, this is a nice way to just release. You want the lower back pressing down and you're just creating some pressure, pulling that left knee in. And then right hand comes to outside of left thigh. Bring that left knee over to the right and left arm opens up. You can look over that left arm, over that left shoulder. And finding that external rotation, right? Eyes can be closed. Just focusing on the breath. Come back through center. Take the knees towards the armpits and just open up nice and wide. And then start to release into Shavasana. Legs are going to come out wide. Palms are facing up. Eyes are closed. And you can take any variation of Shavasana. If you want a little bit more of a stretch here, you can take the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees open. And then just allowing yourself to melt into the pose. wherever you are, finding the breath, finding the cadence of the breath, maybe counting the inhales, counting the exhales. Making space between the teeth. Letting everything just melt into the mat, getting nice and heavy. Feeling the vibration of the breath. And taking a couple more rounds of breath. Knees come into the chest. Make some rotations with the ankles and the wrists, both directions. And rolling onto your right side. Left hand helps you come into a seated position. Legs are crossed, whichever leg on top. Hands come together at the center of your chest in Anjali Mudra. Hips are settled into the earth, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale together. Open mouth, exhale. And keeping the eyes closed. One more round. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me and with each other. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. If you're new to class, I have my whole schedule on my website and Instagram, and send me a message if you have any questions. I will see everyone soon. If you have any questions now, I will come answer.